Stories about the Hollywood band Legs Up. Now, well, this is actually, when I think of Legs Up live, I actually think of the beginning of the show, and I found it here on YouTube. The very beginning of the show where the drummer stands up. His name is Rachel Bitch. That's him right there. And at the beginning of the show, he does a drum fill, and the whole band comes in, does the big crash like at the beginning of Eruption. And he stands up and communicates with the audience a lot, you know, like a Tommy Lee sort of thing. And he was very popular. All the girls loved him. Like, I remember the Japanese girls would mention him a lot. And so he must have had the look that they liked, you know. And our bass player knew that our bass player was friends with the bass player in this band, very good friends with the whole band, but particularly their bass player. Johnny Pleasure was his name. I hope you're loving these names. Johnny Pleasure. And these guys are super cool. They live right down the hall. I'll play this clip in a second. But they live right down the hall from Imagine World Peace. And when I was in the band Dirty Tricks, we used to play with these guys. And so when I was in Imagine World Peace, it was interesting to find out, oh, they live right down the hall from from Theodore, actually. I guess it was the Alta Vista building, I believe it was called. And, but I'm not sure. Anyways, he lived right down the hall, and I remember that they all had they were all sleeping in the living room, so I think it was a studio apartment, meaning no bedroom. If I'm not mistaken, there was no bedroom. It was a studio apartment, because I remember, why would I have a bedroom? Why would it be set up like this? You tell me, is this not funny? Is that they had a bunk area across the living room. So like there'd be like the guy's suitcases, and then all lined up in a row, and then there'd be a blanket and a pillow laid down, and that'd be right in the middle of the living room, and that'd be the first row, and then the next row would be, that guy would set up his suitcases or whatever, guitar cases and stuff like that as a barrier, and then he'd lay down his blanket. So you have and you do that I thought they do that for every single band member, and so you had that going all the way across the living room. These little their beds were right there. And anyways, I thought that was funny. They're like super loose. It was cool to be able to be like, I wasn't at Hollywood in Hollywood for very long at this point, only for maybe like a year and a half or 2 years. So it was still very new to me, and especially when everyone's really young. I was a teenager, 19, and these guys are just a little older. I think Rachel was probably 19, the drummer, and that's what it still looks like it. And super nice guy, super nice. All the guys in the band, super nice. And I remember them telling me that while we were hanging out in their apartment, just having beers and that sort of thing, smoking cigarettes, that sort of thing, and we're just telling stories, band stories, and they're telling us about their band, how a story about how one of them took a poo and put the poop in the oven and baked it and stunk up the whole house just to be funny. And so I remember that antidote. And well, anyways, let's take a listen to this real quick. Legs Up. I'm going to rewind it right to the very beginning. It's a little bit in because I had to pause it on a place where they had lighting on the stage. So all this is them live at the Troubadour. And let's go ahead and rewind this, and let me turn it. Oh, the volume's not even on, so let me turn that on. Okay, and I'll turn it. That's going to be 2. That should be good. All right, here we go. Just like I remember. Nice. So there you go. There. A little bit more. Well, I was gonna stop, but it's telling me to let it roll. All right. Quick. Come on, pause, man. All right. Well, there you go. The legs up stories.
Back to success in the eyes of both fans and critics alike with the release.
Man, this thing won't turn down. Oh, there it goes. Stupid remote controls. Anyways, maybe they need new batteries, I think. There you go. My legs up story. I'll tell more.